Happy NFL Draft Night, everybody. This is Robert. This video is going to be about something else that happened today. There was information released on Madden NFL 20. I don't think it's a surprise that everybody, that I like playing Madden and play football game. It's on PlayStation 4, one of my dorky qualities. But they did release information on the game, which is coming out on August 2nd this year. And the covered athlete is Patrick Mahomes. He won the MVP. I think it's a well-deserved well-deserved for him to be the cover athlete for the game and what they're pitching. Read up on some of the things that they discussed briefly, what's going to happen in the game, and I watched the initial commercial video, and I have to admit I got a little fired up. Thought it was cool with some of the stuff that they showed. I'm not really into like the superstar modes where you create a player and it's an individual thing where you take him through the college playoff with one of 10 college teams. I know there's 10 college teams. They're all the major national powerhouses: Clemson, Alabama, LSU. Take them through the college playoff and lead your team to victory, and then you have to go through the scouting with this mode and then be drafted in the NFL draft. The superstar mode is called Face of the Franchise, and I'm guessing you could be any player you want, but the player or any type of position that you want, cornerback, offensive lineman, wide receiver, running back, etc., etc. But the one that they focused on was quarterback, face of the franchise. So that's the position. So I don't play that. I'm not gonna play that. But the things that I read that they are going to add to the franchise mode sound interesting. Right off the top of my initial reaction, I read another article about the game, and according to the designers, they say the game is in a lot better shape and a lot less buggy than compared to Madden NFL 19. The thing that came to the top of my head with that is I don't know how they can like assess something like that. Because bugs, you have to play the game, unless they have people testing it. But for them to say something like that, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, because it's still essentially like 3 months now before the game is launched. So they got time to. But if that's the case, where the game is a lot less of these mini errors that happen that cause frustration when playing, that's good. A couple of the things that I thought were interesting adding into the franchise mode, which is what I like to do. They're adding the RPO plays, which are run pass options. I know Philadelphia, the Eagles use a lot of them, and that's how they beat the Patriots. I guess it's it's the modern wildcat or read option. Now in the NFL and offenses, it's run pass options. So they're adding that to the game. I don't know much about that other than the name. And I'm guessing that it's a play where you get to decide to run the ball or pass it based on what the defense coverage suggests. So that's cool. The other thing that I saw, which I think is really cool, is a scenario engine, which it sounds like that's something that it would be added to like practices and the time in between games practices. Scenario engine, where it sounds like they didn't give a lot of information, but what I'm thinking with a scenario engine is you get random type coverages and blitzes if you're practicing against the defense, and so they randomly throw things at you that you must learn how to read and how to take care of that. You know, that would obviously be on defense too. Get different offensive type things. So I think that would definitely help me become a better player. So I think that's pretty interesting. It sounds like too, I was reading up that they have uh, like a superstar. Uh, it looks, it sounds like they're doing different ratings for the better players in the game. Um, and there are two types. One was like a zone. So I'm assuming that they're talking about players going into the zone, and there's like a multiple different types of zones that a player can go into. Zone, is when a player is on fire, when their concentration's at its peak, and no matter what's happening, they're just dominating everything. So that's interesting, I think, to find out. And then they had a bunch of different. They said that there's another superstar trait that only specific players have, where they constantly perform in the zone, which players like Tom Brady do. Um, Patrick Mahomes did for majority of the thing. So I don't know. I'm sure they'll be telling more about it, but um, it's piqued my interest. The only thing that I question, I think the additions are really nice. Again, if you're into like a superstar mode, I know all the sports games have a superstar mode, so it's only fitting that Madden would want to do it. So that may be something you're interested in. They have the Ultimate Team, which I don't play either. I don't care about that. But what they did briefly discuss about franchise and face of the franchise and things, I think those are all interesting things. The game, I mean, it sounds like the gameplay is going to be better, but that'll remain to be seen. Again, Patrick Mahomes, cover athlete for Madden 20. I think it's great. And you know, we'll see. I'm interested to see get more information on these features and stuff. But I don't know, I don't know. It will remain to be seen. Interesting though. All right. Have a good night. Enjoy the draft. Let's go Giants.